YouTube, what it do? She got CJ back with another video, back with another episode of the CJ Wilkins YouTube channel. I want to do an episode today, guys, about the importance of complete 100% ownership and why it's so vital that you take 100% ownership of everything in your life. A lot of times, man, people put the responsibility of how their life is supposed to go or the quality of their existence or the reason why they're winning or losing, they put those responsibilities on the shoulders of other people. And you'll see it all the time, like people complaining about, people in power, or complaining about, their upbringing. They'll talk about their parents, or, they'll talk about, and these things may be valid, right? These may be valid. You may come from a household where your parents did nothing to put you in a good position to be successful. You may have a presidency in office that may not have agendas and policies that make your life better. All of those things can be true. You may have a boss at work that may work against your best interest in being able to be the most successful version of yourself, right? You may have a significant other or ex who worked really hard at making your life a living hell, right? All of those things can be true, right? But I really want you guys to get into the habit, and girls too, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want no one to feel excluded. But I really want you all to get into the habit of just taking ownership of your life and everything in it. The good things, the bad things, the things that are in between. Take 100% ownership in your life, right? And it's very easy to do that when things are going good. Like when you're in a winning season, it's very simple to like say, hey, this is because of me or whatever, or But when things are going bad, or when things are kind of falling by the wayside a little bit, it's very easy and convenient, I may add, to point the finger to say, well, my life would be so much better if it wasn't for this person or for that person or for this system or for that system. Or I know people who even blame their kids for why they're not successful. And I didn't have you kids, which is hilarious, you know what I mean? Because the kids didn't ask to be here. But, man, you got to take ownership, bro. And the reason why you got to take ownership, I'm going to tell you why. The reason why you have to take ownership of your life and everything in it is because there's a sense of power that comes with owning the things in your life, regardless of how they look or how they sound or how they feel or how they smell, right? You have to take 100% ownership in saying, hey, if anything in my life is going to go right, if anything in my life is going to continue to grow and flourish, it's going to be because of me. Meaning, I'm not giving the authorization or the power to anyone else in my life to alter my life or make my life less than what I want it to be. And there's an exhilarating amount of an exhilarating sense of freedom that comes over you when you are in full control and possession of the quality of your life, right? Because at the end of the day, it's your responsibility. It's not your boss's responsibility. It's not your husband's or your wife's responsibility. It's not your parents' responsibility. It's not the governor or the president's responsibility to make your life better. They can do things to make certain components of your life more suitable, right? But the obligation and the day in and day out responsibility and obligation of making your world better falls on you. And you will be the most frustrated version of yourself, you will feel the most anxiety, you will feel the most stress, you will feel the most variances of depression when you put those obligations and those responsibilities on other people. Because in the moment, it gives you a cop-out, right? Excuse me. In the moment, it gives you a cop-out. So it may feel good temporarily to be able to blame somebody else for why you're not where you're supposed to be, or for why you're doing bad, or for why you can't seem to get out of your own way and stop losing. It feels good because you get to conveniently deflect responsibility from like who it really belongs to, right? And it really belongs to you, man. Every part of your life. Every part of your life. The good days, you know, the bad days, the horrible days, the awful days, the days where it's neither good or bad, it's kind of blah, you know. Taking ownership in every single component, every single nook and cranny of your life will do volumes towards making you a better you. And I'm not saying this as, you know, like something I've read or something I've heard. I'm saying this from something I know. You know, I've always been big into politics, bro. So I used to fall under the gamut of like when things would be going crazy with the economy or with the world. Like I would solely blame things on presidents, right? But the thing about it is like the president is only, and not going too political. Like I don't really care like which like party you guys like root for or vote for, but the president is a figurehead for the real people who control the world, and I won't get all deep into that on this episode. But when you blame other people, man, I know people like who blame their kids for why they're overweight, or they'll blame stress for why they're overweight, and they have all of the free will in the world to just start walking in the evenings, or start waking up a little bit early in the morning, and you know, laying on the floor doing some sit-ups and push-ups, or doing some jumping jacks, or you know, things like that. They have all the free will to exercise and change their diet and eat better, but they would much rather blame it on some trauma, which could be valid, but that's not, at the end of the day, you're trying to use something outside of yourself as a band-aid, and that's never going to be conducive to you being the best version of yourself. Your financial situation, the state of your marriage, the job you go to every day, how you feel about your job, like the house you live in, the car you drive, like regardless of like what scenario or what situation that you're in, you can never blame another person for that situation, you know? You have to take ownership, right? Because you got to think about what you're doing when you're not taking ownership. When you're not taking ownership of your life, what you're doing essentially is you're giving someone else the power to say, hey, you're so much more better than me. You have so much more authority over me, that you are the reason why A, B, C, D, E, F, G is all like messed up. You know, think about how much power you're giving a person when you say, hey, you're the reason why my life is in the dumps. You're the reason why I'm not successful. You're the reason why I'm not happy. You're the reason why I'm in a failing marriage or a failing relationship. Or you're the reason why my kids don't like me. Or you're the reason why I hate my job. Or like, you really got to think about how much power you're giving away. And that power you give away, you think you're doing a deflection thing to where like it makes you feel better, but no, you're really doing like, you're doing passive like mutilation to yourself. You know, you're really destroying yourself. You're really disarming yourself of the responsibility and the obligation of doing what you got to do for you and what's best for you and you and your people, you know. So please get into the habit. If you're already doing it, man, great, keep it up. You know what I mean? Like keep doing that. But if you're somebody who you don't really fall like into that realm, so to speak, where like you don't really control the things in your life like that, you know what I'm saying? Try to get around to thinking like that. Try to get around to to looking at life in a way to where you can improve the things in your life that you can improve. Now, also, I want you guys to know, please worry about the things that you can control, right? Because there's some things that you can't control, right? But there's also some things that you don't have the freedom or the power to control. Don't worry about those things. But if it's something that you can control and you can dictate to make better, always try to do that, all right? You got the control. You have the power to make your life whatever you want it to be. And as always, it's your guy CJ. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. It's your boy, and I'm out. Peace.